And we are back on the WHHI-TV Daily News. Well, of course, the bridge has been a topic of conversation for a long time, but it's really come to the forefront this week. And so here to talk a little bit more about that is Tammy Becker. She is, of course, with Town Council. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm pleased to be here, and I'm happy to talk about the bridge with you.
Yeah. So, record long meeting on Monday with the consultants and obviously with the town. And so you were to have a vote that was going to be Thursday of this week to maybe try and finalize things. But after that meeting, there was just, I guess, too many more questions that came up. So we've delayed that a little bit. Tell us about your decision to delay that and when you think that might come back to the table.
Well, that is actually the mayor's decision. And so he has moved that forward. And at this moment, I don't know when it will come back up.
Okay.
The Thursday 20th meeting will be all about more discussion.
Okay.
An opportunity to really talk through much of what we heard on Monday, clarify some things, get a better understanding.
Okay. And it's my understanding from the meeting on Monday that the consultants are close to reaching what their conclusions are, but it is not final. Is that correct?
So with regard to the conclusions that they presented when they presented to the 278 independent study group, the data and facts there, I believe they've satisfied their goal.
Okay.
They have some other odds and ends that have not been completed yet, maybe a bit of further looking into one or another things, but I think in terms of the most important salient factors, I think they've got their information and they presented it to us.
Okay. And so what was coming out of that meeting, it seemed that maybe what the town and the county has been leaning toward is the one 6-lane bridge that would be built alongside the bridges that are there now. I know that you would probably be a dissenting vote in that, so tell us a little bit about why you would be dissenting and what you think a better alternative would be.
Oh, I'm happy to. Why would I be dissenting? I'll be dissenting because within that data and facts that have been presented by the Lockmuller group, who did a phenomenal job, as well as the independent study or review that was done through the county prior to Lockmuller taking this, the data, the facts that they conclude, in my mind, aren't sufficient to warrant the dislocation of the Stony community.
Okay.
Further dislocation of the Stony community and the impacts on all of the island residents over time. I think the visitors are actually a part of that as well. And so when they give us a level of service, which isn't much different, in fact not different, than where we are currently as an outcome, and they give us a time saved based on anticipated growth up to 2045. If you look at that and then you look at the cost overall, I don't see the value in that.
Okay.
And
fair enough. And so I want to get to maybe what an alternative that you have in your mind that would work. And then also, because we've got a little over a minute left, also touch on the fact that there is at least a portion of the bridge that really needs to be addressed because it's not up to standard.
Correct. So there is the one part of the bridge, one segment of the bridge that has been identified as deficient, and it does need to be addressed. So a solution that I've put on the table, it's been on the table, a compromise, is that we, based on, again, Lockmuller's assessment of rehabilitating or doing nothing, rehabilitating the one segment and doing nothing other than maintaining the other 3 segments versus redoing all 4 segments and bringing them up to seismic standards of today, hurricane assessments of today. That cost is negligible between the 2. And so in my mind, money well spent is to improve those bridges so that they're safe, so that if we need to get off, and they'll last 75 years. The compromise that I put on the table is that we remain 2 lanes in each direction, and that we add a breakdown lane because the 2 lanes is to maintain the integrity of our island. The breakdown lane is to ensure that the accidents that happen that slow people down,
right,
we have a way to solve that problem. So that's my solution in a nutshell as we're running out of time.
I know it's a conversation that we could just have for hours and hours, which obviously you did have for hours and
Yes,
hours
we did.
on
Yes.
Monday. We will look forward to seeing what the discussion brings tomorrow, and of course, you are welcome back anytime. And we look forward to keeping our communication open with the town to discuss this further.
Thank you, and I hope everyone tunes in or shows up tomorrow to listen to that discussion.
Thank you so much, Tammy.
Thank you.
Thanks to everyone on the show today for their insights and contributions. As always, our production team is behind the scenes to make all of this possible. And of course, we are honored that you have chosen to share a part of your day with us. I'm Betsy McDaniel, and we'll see you for the next WHHI-TV Daily News.